Hello there, everyone. My name is Matt, and we're playing some Rebel Inc. today. This is a continuation of my weekly challenges series. Every week, Ndemic Creations publishes a new set of weekly challenges within Rebel Inc., a normal challenge and a brutal challenge, each with their own features and tactics that change the strategy necessary and usually increase the difficulty. I will look at the challenge without having seen it before, analyze the features, play through it, and hopefully win. This while my channel is intended for those who want to get better at the game, this is not for new players. These videos expect you to have some familiarity with the game. At the time of this recording, I am working on a How to Play Rebel Inc. series that will be better for beginners. The link to that, if it is published when you are watching this, the link to that will be in the description, and I encourage you to start there. But for now, let's go ahead and get started on the challenge. Weekly challenge, Brave Hurricane. All right, here we go. So, all right, off to a interesting start. So we are starting with the tank commander, who I am not a huge fan of as governor. The tank commander has much more, basically everything is more expensive with him, and he has to start with tanks, which I generally don't like to use. We are in Black Caves, is what the map looks like, and that won't be too bad. I believe the tank commander was actually released with the Black Caves map, so he was kind of designed for it, so we'll see how that goes. Transportation is huge there, so tanks can help in that scenario, but I just don't like the other aspects that come with it. The insurgents start with some territory that can be both a benefit and a curse. Depends on where it is. Usually the insurgent camps will start in one of those territories when the insurgents start with territory. So I might be able to destroy an insurgent camp earlier than usual, but it really depends on where those is. Since I have to start with tanks, I am not going to be able to get into any mountains. So if it's in the mountains, I can't really do much there. No advisors, so nothing there. Let's take a look at the map features. Locals in this region have additional concerns to be addressed. So that usually means normally the concerns you get from them are in brutal mode are jobs, education, healthcare, and water. Sometimes telecommunications, sometimes electricity. I believe this means you will get additional concerns beyond that. So they might want roads, they might want security. This actually shouldn't be too bad because it gives me more opportunities to make them happy, which is always good for support level, and you need any boost to support level whenever you're working with the tank commander. Telecom breakdown. Telecom initiatives to become significantly more expensive. Excuse me. That's a little annoying. I really like the telecom initiatives. They're a great scalable way to get support levels, so we'll see how much more expensive it is. In addition, again, tank commander, everything's more expensive anyway, so that's going to be a problem. Unreliable funding. Income is significantly more inconsistent. All right, that's going to be a problem as well because, again, everything's more expensive with the tank commander, so that means I can't rely on anything. Player tactics. All right, let's go. No inflation. That's awesome. That means I don't need to worry about spacing out purchases between initiatives. I can just buy whatever I have with the money I have. And advanced garrisons, start with more garrisons. That is also really good for the tank commander. The tank commander relies on, especially towards the end game, he relies on garrisons more because fewer of his soldiers can get into the mountains. So having garrisons there can kind of take the place when you're trying to push the insurgents and really shut them down. Let's see what the insurgents got going for them. Local recruitment. Insurgents increase in numbers as they gain control of zones. That is frustrating, but nothing I can do about that. Start of the insurgency is accelerated. Again, frustrating. And sleeper cells. Insurgents will occasionally launch surprise attacks when zones stabilize for the first time. So that means that even really stable areas are not going to be safe. So all things considered, I think this is actually going to be a fairly challenging challenge. We have a combination of a lot of things. Insurgents start with territory. We have a weaker governor with everything more expensive. In addition, we have inconsistent funding. The inflation is great, but the insurgents do have some pretty solid, particularly these last two, some pretty solid tactics that they can rely on that are going to be a problem. So we'll see. I think this one might be a little bit of a tough one. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome to Ebony Caves. Yeah, this is Black Caves. All right. Must stabilize the region, set up your HQ. Okay, let's look at where their territory is. So, this actually isn't too bad. This is the only one that won't be accessible early on. The other three I should be able to take out fairly quickly. They are all... this one's a main road, this one's a main road, this one's a main road. They are all connected to main roads, which means they're reasonably accessible. So once I get my first soldier up and running, I should be able to sweep at least one or two of those. I think this one, Echo Whiskey, will be the most important to get out of the way quickly because it is a city. So that's going to be the one that has the most impact. However, there might be a camp here. I might start with this one, actually, because while this one has a much lower population and is a less important zone, it is by itself, which means I am not going to be able to get rid of all three of these. I am unlikely going, right away, I am unlikely going to be able to get rid of both of these immediately before any insurgents pop. I might be able to get rid of this one before any insurgents come out of there if there is a a camp there. I think for where I usually like to start with Black Caves is this zone, Foxtrot Papa, and I think I'm going to do that as well. I don't want to put it, this is another good place for it, but I don't want to put it here because it's right next to these, and I do want to leave a little bit of a buffer in case there's a camp right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and get started. Oh, wait, let's see where I'm at before I buy anything. Okay, those are good places for garrisons to be. That's good. Let's go ahead and boom, boom. Roads are the most important, so let's get highways first, and then more intel. Excuse me. And now let's wait. Oh, I gotta hit play. Let's wait because we're gonna have to see. I think the insurgents are gonna pop up almost immediately, and this is gonna be. That's at least. I think that one costs 15 is how much I think the first one costs, so we'll see. What I don't want to do is, since the insurgency is accelerated and I have less consistent funds, I want to make sure I have some in my pocket for the first soldier as soon as yep, there it is right now. Military initiative is authorized, so let's go ahead and get you. Oh, it's less expensive than I thought. And in that case, let's go ahead and jump for main roads. Both of those will come out. I'll immediately send him up here to take out that guy. Okay, yep. There we go. Alright. And the other thing I want to purchase right away is advanced driving classes, because that'll stop tanks from ticking off our friends quite as much. Alright, telecoms are more expensive, as we said. Usually, actually that's significant. Usually this costs 6, I believe. Right now it's at 15, so that is quite a price. Hopefully no one wants that yet. Do I have any concerns yet? Yeah, look, one of them wants telecommunications. Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna have to get that sooner or later. Let's see. Tanks also do not collect intel quickly. Which means I can't tell. Oh, great. Insurgent camp discovered. Excellent. I think, yeah, getting rid of that is the right call. We have a remote specialist up here. I actually am going to hold on to that. So with specialists, you have urban, rural, and remote. The remote ones, in my opinion, are the most useful, since that is remote zones are the most difficult to fight in. Specialists just kind of boost the power of a soldier they're connected to. So I think I'll start with destroying this camp, and that'll be good. And now let me see if I can zip down here. depends on where stuff pops up, obviously. I'm going to get anti-corruption 1. Okay, so let's let them have it for right now. Let's move it here, and then I'm going to move up there to get the... Actually, I'm not even sure if the tanks are able to get the specialists. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but let's give it a shot and see. And what I want to do, I have enough to get this, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way. Alright, so far we have telecommunications, education, and health. Okay, they can collect them. That's good. Yeah, we're getting attacked there, and they are moving into my garrison zone. So I do want to deploy the remote specialist, just not yet. Let's bring you down here, and again, I don't have very much. Yeah, these are more expensive, so I have to wait. Again, no inflation is great. There is the combat prowess of the tanks. They're very good at just destroying insurgents almost immediately. Yeah, again, this is ticking up real slowly. I think what I'm gonna want to do is... Okay, great, there's the second camp. That's awesome. I should be able to push them into the mountains, and then I won't need to deal with that being quite so close. What I want to do... Let's start here, and let's start with education. And again, I don't need to worry about inflation. That's really, really cool. It's a great thing to not have to worry about. Right now, I'm containing the insurgents with the tank. Eventually, I'm going to need a second soldier, but let's just start pushing them into the mountains from here. Empty cave. All right, I'm going to have to deal with that later. That is not a priority right now. I think I should be able to knock them into the caves and then come over here and do that. Let's get our second... Actually, I have enough to start with the national soldiers. Okay, yep, that makes sense. All right, now I'm definitely going to want my second soldier. And I'm going to want my... I'm going to want that... how much do I need for this? I need 9, so minimum of... or maximum of 2 more months, and I'll have a... what do you call it? I'll be able to get my coalition soldier. All right, yep, they took over Echo Sierra. Not great, but manageable. There it is. That's what I was talking about. So they want security very early on. This is going to be a very expensive game, I think. There's my other camp up here. That is a great place for it to be. It's again, not much I can do about it. Let's also grab, since I'm relying so much on the coalition soldiers, let's grab the initiative. That makes it so they are less likely to antagonize locals. That's a good thing. And let's get healthcare going. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. That's what I was hoping. I mean, that's why I put him there, to defend that area. I think they can get the tank over there fast enough to stop them. This is going to be a place that's attacked frequently. That's usually how it works in this. And I think I'm actually going to try to get out security pretty early. So I could go for local militia, but that is going to upset them. So I think I'm going to start with universal justice. That'll also increase my budget because it increases my reputation. So that is not a bad thing. Once these guys get out of here, I'll move him to a less populous zone. In general, you want to leave your tanks. You want to leave your tanks in places where they are not going to antagonize a significant number of people. Okay, that's still going. Let's save up for security, which is going to be 13. If I get lucky, that might be just 1 month. Nope. Oh, okay. Let's get you over here. Great. That's what highways does for us. It's just instantaneous. There we go. Let's get security, and that'll be helpful. And then I think corruption's getting a little high. I think I'm going to go for that next. Lack of stability is more concerning, though, so maybe I'll focus on the lack of security. Okay? Let's get you over here. Right now I'm just using this soldier to contain this area and this soldier to contain this whole bottom half. So I think the next thing I need to purchase is security's coming out. I think the next thing I need to purchase is this, PR and media office. What I actually want to try, and we're gonna discover this together, is can I play the specialist on the tank and get rid of the tank? Because if I am able to do that... Nope, won't let me do it. Dang. Alright, subtle pressure already. Okay, that's a problem. So I guess we're getting. I need the foreign. This event you can do Counter-Strike, which costs a lot of money but cuts it, or you can publicly accuse. What I need is the Foreign Relations Office in order to make this happen. So, which costs 11. So let's wait. I might get lucky. If I get 2 in the next month, I'll be able to take care of it. Let's see. Yes, I can take care of it. All right, now I don't need to worry about that the rest of the game. Very good investment as soon as you get this event. It's a little earlier than I would have liked, but it will help in the end game. Alright. And where am I at? Lack of stability is becoming a problem. I need to get... Let's move you out of here. I think that's going to be the first place I stabilize. Police recruitment drive completed. That should help considerably. And then what I need to do is... Yeah, that's completed. Okay, no threats detected. It is going to be much happier after that. And let's get out the second level of PR, and then I just need to rush some stabilizing initiatives. Yeah, I thought that might happen soon. I'm gonna lose at least one of them, if not both. But I need to get out some initiatives. Let's rush you, and let's get water out as well. I just need, as long as I stabilize one zone, it'll be okay. Okay, new police chief. That'll be some more security, that's not bad. Okay, we're getting more there. They don't want anything yet, but we're getting there. Yep, I'm gonna lose him. Alright, and that means I'm gonna need to rely on my tank here. But I still need to get more of these initiatives out. What else can I do? Let's go for... corruption's getting high. Lack of stability is still the problem, though. Okay, let's go for... let's do rural outreach. That'll put more zones here faster. And I'm actually going to send you home while there's no battles happening. And I'm going to send you down here. He's going to move a little more slowly, but it should be manageable. What else can I do for that rural zone? Let's get livestock development going. And then I need to focus on corruption, because this, I think that'll be enough to get it over the edge. And then lack of stability will be more or less resolved. So I need to get some anti-corruption going. Yeah, this is going at a good pace. You can see it right now. Again, I'm pretty light on cash right now. Alright, that's gonna pop. That'll be good. What I need to do then is, yeah, let's get anti-corruption. There we go. I think you're coming down here. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, great, awesome. Alright, that's good. Okay, now lack of stability should taper off. This is almost there as well. Yeah, they want roads, but again, that's a mountain zone. I'm not super worried about that. What I think I need to do is start. I think I'll get one more anti-corruption, and then I think I need to start. Getting out some more soldiers. One of the good things I will say, I generally don't like the tank commander. One of the good things that I will say is that the tank commander, you can rely more on your national soldiers, at least your first two, right out the gate, because you do have, they are more powerful with the tank attachment. So that is not necessarily a bad thing. So let's get some more soldiers out. I might go for another coalition soldier first. Yeah, that's even less expensive, so I think I'll get the next coalition soldier out first. I think this one will go before I am able to get out a second national soldier. They look like they're attacking there, and they are. Alright, corruption is my weak point, but I have level 3 of anti-corruption, so yeah, I think getting the second coalition soldier, yep, that's gonna be what needs to happen. Because I'm gonna lose him any second. Okay, that worked out. Wasn't planning on that, but worked out. Attack right where I was aiming for. That's a huge boost. Alright, almost there. Okay, that'll be some extra reputation. We are not ready for peace talks quite yet. Okay. Alright, now I'll send you home. And now I still have 2 soldiers. Let's get you down here. Let's continue to have you. Let's see. I am actually, usually I like to take the free reputation. I am actually doing okay on reputation right now, so I think I'm just going to delay. I'll wait till it runs out, though. The reason is the insurgents are pretty powerful right now, and I don't want to boost them any more than I have to. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and delay for the time being. Yeah, let's just delay, especially since there's no reputational cost to it right now. And I'm close to having enough for my next tank. Okay, alright, need one more. Thought that was gonna be it. Alright, subtle pressure, great. Alright, getting that early actually helped me a little bit. Ow, okay, price went up apparently. I wonder if that's due to corruption. Okay, I need to get you over here if I can. Alright. There we go, let's get them going, and then I think my next purchase is gonna be, speeding up my national soldiers. Alright, I guess both need it. Alright, subtle pressure. The reason I wait until the last minute to do that is it gives you the best chance of you actually, pushing them down, of it actually working, because it slowly ticks up over time. I have enough for this. National travel logistics, great. What do people want? People are pretty content right now, actually. This will go a little faster because now we have that travel logistics. He is struggling here, actually. I don't like that. Okay. Doing good. We're doing good. Maybe we're training the second one. If I have enough, I think I'll get out garrisons next. Oh. Need to protect you. It's a very important zone to protect. It's one of the larger cities and is usually attacked a lot in this map, so definitely want to keep an eye on that. I need more. I can go for another soldier, or I can go for garrisons. Right now, corruption is my problem, and garrisons will give me less corruption. Hey, look at that. The former insurgent territory likes us now. That's good. All right, have enough for garrisons. Let's go ahead and pop it. That's a good place for it. Great. So I think I'm gonna keep the coalition soldier protecting this area because there's more garrisons to support him, and the tank seems to be doing pretty okay on his own. So let's go ahead and put you here. Okay, let's see what we got. Still losing due to corruption, so maybe I'll go for that, but I think I want to get my next soldier training first. Yeah. Because how's insurgent activity? Insurgents are pretty well controlled, actually, considering how high their capability is. That's a surprise to me, but let me get my second. I'll have my second tank out in just a second. Or and then right now I'll get it. We'll start working on another soldier, and then I think anti-corruption 4 will be the next one. Then I might actually get more roads because he is still taking a little longer than I'm happy with to move from place to place. Alright, enough for anti-corruption 4. Let's get out my second tank, move him into this area. Not going to do anything about that, so I'm going to let him take it. Okay. They're starting to go down. I might grab the reputation this time. Let's see where we're at in just a minute. Alright, we're doing good. Corruption is still higher than I'd like. I might do... Let's do a corruption purge. I think that's the... because corruption is still my biggest problem. I'll let it tick up to 100. This is at 97. By the time it's done, it'll be at 100. Usually it rises about 5% before the event finishes. So I'll let it get to 100 just to have it be done. I think I'll threaten. Let's get some extra rep in here. And then when this soldier comes out, I'll give it the remote specialist. Alright, great. That's good. Okay, yep, now it's at 100. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. I did a purge, so now I can get out my last soldier, get that one starting to train. What do people want? We need, I think getting more roads is the way to go. No one wanted jobs, which is good. I generally find them to be the least useful. Let's actually grab electricity first. Electricity is good because it helps speed up when the rollout of initiatives, so as I buy more and as we start getting access to more remote zones, that will come in handy. And I'll start with you. Alright, so now we have at least the first level of roads in all aspects. In escalation, in the PC version, you can see how your roads are doing with accessibility lens. So blue is someplace where I'm accessible, white I don't have accessibility, and then black I have no knowledge of it. And generally that means no accessibility. So the main areas where there's fighting all have at least one level of road. So that's a good thing. Alright, you are done fighting, so I think I'm going to send you home before you get attacked again. Let's bring you down here. Yeah, see, they're still moving a little slower than I'd like. Has this place built roads? Yes, it has. I think it's because generally, the way I understand it at least, yeah, we're going to increase pay. The way I understand it, at least, the best way to... sorry, lost my train of thought. I think if you get to a zone before the insurgents get there, you can generally get there faster. But if they get there first, then I think you get slowed down. Like here, that's going pretty quick because there weren't insurgents in the zone before I set the tank up that way. Let's go ahead. My insurgent activity is my biggest problem, so let's start. Let's get some some air support. So we got surveillance drones. It's going to be helpful. Okay, great. And the good thing about drones and airstrikes is they do not raise my my corruption at all, which is still a problem, but considerably less than it was before. All right. Okay. Cool. Let's not move you all the way. Let's just move you since you're right next door. Let's bring you to a more central place and. Just in time. Let's bring it up here. This is almost done. Let's get out. How much does this cost? I think I'm actually gonna increase the power of my national soldiers first, especially with this last one coming out. Or not this next one coming out, I should say. All right, great. This is not high enough. Now I'm not gonna bother waiting because it's gonna be 100% every single time. So there's no point in doing that. I think the long term is going to be... Let's have you fight him off. Long term is going to be pushing here first and then dealing with this. The reason is because I have several garrisons around here, which will make pushing in here much easier. But let's grab some airstrikes to soften them up. Oh, great. Speak of the devil. And now I can finally play my remote specialists. So, just in case you're wondering, you can play specialists on coalition soldiers. I just don't like to because you lose the boost. I find it, especially with remote specialists, since I'm going to be using them to push into the game, to push into those zones later. I'm not sure what's going on here. That's interesting. But anyway, I don't like to, if I can avoid it, I don't like to put the remote specialists, I don't like to put specialists on coalition soldiers because you are going to lose the upgrade sooner rather than later. Whereas if I put them on a coalition soldier, like the coalition, if I put them on a national soldier, then they are permanent like the national soldiers. Alright, at this point, I think he's starting to struggle, so let's give him some backup. You're attacking one of these places, and you're coming here. Yep. Alright, got there in time. Okay, let's get our last upgrade for the national soldiers, and then once he comes out, I think I can start pushing. Maybe I will, now that I have the garrison here, maybe I will push this way first. You can use the tanks to push. The problem is they just don't give support to anyone else nearby. So, they will block areas off, certainly, but they won't actually give them a combat boost. But we can do this, which will give more combat. Roads do give a slight combat boost, so down in these areas I'll be getting some more combat boost if the fighting is necessary to go there. Alright, subtle pressure. Great. Alright, let's see if I can... I'm going to leave this guy to hold off on I'm going to let this guy just protect the entire upper half, and I think I'm going to try to take out this bottom area. And let's go ahead and grab whatever that was. That one was, I like this one, precision munitions. We haven't had the event yet, but with airstrikes, there is always a risk that the airstrike will kill some civilians, and then you could get a reputation hit. So I like to make sure to head that off early. Let's make him come more often this one, because I think this guy's going to need some support. So if we get an airstrike, beautiful, perfect timing right there. And see, this guy is not supporting it. So what I'm going to do is do combats. So I just got the initiative that gives soldiers a combat boost when there's a drone over them. So if a drone pops up here, all right, let's see what we got. Don't want to do that. They are not ready to talk. 83% is too high, so let's go ahead and threaten again. Grab some extra reputation. And let's see. I'll get the rapid drone rotation, which makes drones come faster. Let's leave you to come protect. And I still want to block off this zone. That should do it. That should push it over the edge. Yep, there we go. Awesome. I do need to get cave combat tactics. Cave combat tactics helps me clear out caves, which are this symbol here. If you don't get cave combat tactics, it takes absolutely forever to actually clear those out. So now, in order to fully empty this, I think what I'm going to need to do is bring in a coalition soldier, because I can block off here, here, and here. But, yeah, I can block off those three, but I still need a final soldier to put the nail in the coffin. So I think it is time. How much is my next coalition soldier? 18? I'm not that far away from it. Let's go ahead and grab that, since everything else seems to be going pretty well. At this point, it's just a matter of wiping out the insurgents. So let's go ahead. I want to leave him here. Let's bring you here. And I don't like to do this, but we're basically dedicating all to this. Let's let these guys kind of fend for themselves for a minute up here in this area. And if I can kill these guys quickly enough, then it won't be a problem. What I will also do to help out is get the next level of security. That won't roll out immediately, but it will allow us to be a little better defended. Oh, but what will roll out immediately is getting some extra security in one of these zones. So now the garrisons, there we go. All right, awesome. Now we can get up and defend. What do we got? Subtle pressure, 63% chance is getting higher, but not quite yet. So now what I want to do is get our civil assistance programs. This will allow, perfect. Now we're in peace talks. This will allow, the two initiatives I just bought will allow the soldiers to help roll out initiatives in the zones in which they're stationed. So my goal is to get these two zones stable as quickly as possible, because once they are stable, all I need to worry about is up here. And I guess I need to worry about here? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what happens there. My guess is just, it was a little off. Let's go ahead. I definitely don't want an extra tank. I don't think I need to increase the speed. What I will do is I will grab the last level of security. That'll be helpful and make it so I have to defend less. And I can start pushing into zones where I have a decent number of garrisons. Like this one. All right, let's get some more health. The reason is this zone that the coalition soldier is stationed in wants more healthcare. And this zone wants more security. I have all the levels of that. Well, most of the levels of that now. At this point, there is no reason for me to get militia, so I will not. He is not doing great, but hopefully he'll get a boost from that, and maybe we can get... let's see, let's get bigger bombs. That should give him a little bit of a boost. Nope, not yet. Once one of those two zones becomes stable, okay, I still have a minute before I need to say yes or no to that. Again, I can't really do anything else about this right now. Let's go ahead and build a second level roads. Yeah, that's the event I was talking about earlier. We can cover it up, no problem. Okay, now I need to do this. Yeah, he needs some help. Maybe I'll get out the last... yeah, I think I'll save up for the last soldier, the last coalition soldier. Because this is where the final push takes place. I will lose him eventually. Because these guys are not helping very much right now. 73 is high enough. I might be able... Nope, not enough, I guess. There's still a 25% chance that wasn't going to work. Alright, he's starting to get some help. I think some of the insurgents left the zone to come down here. Or maybe the airstrike took some of them out. It's taken a while to get to this point, though. How are these guys doing? These guys are still taking a while. Let's get out my last soldier, and let's get remote subsidies, and that will help with these lower zones down here. Alright. Okay, yeah, that's forcing me to make a choice. We're gonna keep going with that. Now we've got it covered. Okay, great. Now that's gonna solve the problem. Alright. So you just need a little bit of a boost. That's alright. Nothing too bad there. These zones are taking a little while. Let's get remote subsidies, and if I can, I'll make them roll out into remote zones even faster, because right now, these are just occupying my two of my stronger soldiers, and I don't like that. But in this difficulty, as soon as I move them, a camp is going to pop up here. I can almost promise you. So I don't want to move them until they're stable. Alright, this guy will take out the cave. Let's move him up here, and we can start pushing into that zone. Insurgent activity is still the biggest problem that I have for my reputation. Let's go ahead and start getting some democracy in this region. I'm running out of... I can keep going here. Again, I have no inflation, so I have basically no limits on how much I can buy at a time. Still, neither of these are going. Let's see. Someone's been attacked by insurgents at least once. Insurgent strength is high in this zone. Yeah, so I think that is due to the high level of hostiles, so it's going to take some time before these guys get to a place where they're relatively accepting of the operation. I think if I prioritize elections, I think that's going to come back to bite me, so I'll just plan by the time your elections roll around, because now I have 3 years to get it under wraps, so I have until March of 2020. If I were to do the first one, then I would end up only having a year, and that would be a problem, because it would mean that if there's the potential for dramatic reputational loss in that case. Alright, let's just let's get that, roll that out more. This is starting to get there. It's getting a little better. Again, same deal. I don't want to move this until there's a garrison there, or until it's stable. So these two are going to be here for a while. So I am in a little bit of a holding pattern until one of these pops. So let's just go ahead and roll out some more stuff. I can move. If I wanted to, I could try to move, but the problem is as soon as I move any of these guys, a camp is going to pop up. Alright, but I'm losing him anyway, which is very little I can do about that. I need to use... Yeah, let's go ahead. I can either take the reputation hit or lose a soldier. I think I'm going to take the reputation hit for now. Maybe that's a mistake, but let's do 2 more tours of duty. At this point, I have the peace talks going, which means I can get reputation. So I almost never extend the coalition. But here, the problem with the tank commander is as soon as I lose my coalition soldiers, I only ever have 2 soldiers to push into these zones, into these mountain zones. I will never have more. So I need to hold on to them as long as possible and use them as much as possible. Let's just get more of these going. Again, I have no limit. Let's just do it up. I have no limit on inflation, so let's just blast through it. I really need these zones to stabilize. Or I need to get a garrison in one of those zones. Any of those will be good. The other problem with this is with garrisons, they only will... the amount of garrisons you have determines how long it will be until the next garrison pops up. So that's where we are right now, is we have a lot of garrisons because we started with more than we usually do, which means they're taking a while to trigger the next round of them. Alright, this one's almost done, and then I'll have another one. I think this guy's going to be the one to go for there. Let's see if I can get this stable. That might affect. So we have our election, 13% chance. So this means I have an 87% chance to gain 5 reputation. I have a 13% chance of losing 10 reputation. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to see if I can get this one first. What we got? This is going to be publicly accused. Okay, cool. Good. Almost done here, and boom. Alright, up we go. Just immediate. Oh, it's higher now. Oh, it's because I have insurgents here. Oh, great. Okay, finally. That works out. Now, alright, it's back down to 13%. I think that is low enough, and I'm right. Let's put you here. Now, the garrison will essentially function as a soldier, keeping an eye on it for me. Let's grab some of those. I think I must have hit a button. Yep, I'm losing him, which I don't like, but there's not much I can do about it. Insurgents, sleeper cells, forgot about that. Alright, let's, do I have security in this zone? 2 strength, and the security is high. I have, what do I have? Police patrols. Alright, I got 2 police initiatives. The security initiatives will get destroyed, and they'll each take out an insurgent fighter, so I'll wait until this fighting is done, which it now is, and then I will come over. You will need to leave, though. How are you doing? They're probably upset because I have a coalition soldier there. Once I fight these guys, I can come on up here. I can bring him up here, and then do that push. Okay, yep. Taken down. Again, I'm running out of I'm running out of things to buy at this point. Let's just go ahead. Throw caution to the wind. Alright, so gotta reject the deal again. But the problem is, yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Alright. Really need you to stabilize. So my problem is, you know what? We're gonna switch these two. We're gonna put you here. We're gonna put you down here because this one will get stable a lot faster. Yep, thought that might happen. Okay, this one gets stable a lot faster with a national soldier there. Let's bring you to. Let's have you bring the hammer down. Bring you over here. And this will be enough with this soldier to wipe out all of these guys. I think that'll be enough at least. Yep, there it is. It's ticking up now. Yep, this is doing much better than before. And wait for it to kick. Alright, now I can bring you up here. There we go. I think I'll only need to reject this once more. Yeah. Yeah, they won't take this out in time. What do we got here? Increase corruption, gain money. I definitely don't need money. Gain reputation, or increase support level. I think increasing support level is the way to go. I'm good on reputation. I'm definitely good on money. It's just a matter of getting the last of these, out of here. So there we go. All right, so let him do that. Let's bring you up here, and that'll take that out. And I think regardless of what happens the next time, yeah, there's the other one. Yeah, we're getting some. So they still, what's their capability is still high. They are still deeply unhappy. All right, if that pops up again, I'm gonna take it because there's exactly one left. Come on, where's my health plan? Where's my health? Not my health, my peace plan. I need my peace plan. All right, good. That's a good thing. I'll take them out. Okay, great. Just took him out. Let's send him home, and let's agree to the peace plan. I'm going to lose some reputation, but not very much. Yeah, lost 2 reputation is going to be less because I am running out of soldiers. That is the thing with the tank commander, is that eventually you're going to run out of soldiers, and you either just have to wait until the garrisons fill in where the soldiers need to be, or you just have to cut it and be like, I need to just do this to get rid of the insurgents I have left. But we got it all green. It is all stable. We've completed this week's brutal challenge. This one was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I generally do not like the tank commander. I think he was actually valuable. Some of his assets were valuable. Usually I don't like him. I think his cons far outweigh his pros. But in this case, he was able to, because the insurgents started attacking so early, having more powerful soldiers right out the gate with the tanks was valuable, especially since I didn't have inflation to worry about. That means there was a couple dollars here and there I got to save. And I think that the things you need to supplement the tank commander, such as better roads and more security, I think they work better in this particular scenario because I didn't have to worry about inflation, and because the zones were interested in them anyway. Normally, roads only give you the benefits of they give you some support level, but they mostly give you the benefit of transportation and movement, which is still very, very important. In this case, they also helped to stabilize some zones. Same with security. So I think that was very valuable. Let's take a look at the stats and see what it looked like. Yeah, corruption was was mostly my problem throughout it. Insurgents were very powerful for most of the game, but I think because I had tanks, I was able to maintain it, and that wasn't so bad. I had more money than I knew what to do with at a certain point, just because I bought everything I really needed before then. And then I think the only time I was afraid that I was going to lose was at the very beginning, when I just needed to get some zones stable, because ordinarily that's very difficult with the tank commander. But I think the strategy that I did worked, of just, I'm going to pour everything into getting one zone stable, and then that will be enough to carry it until I have more soldiers out. And I think that is what did the job in the end. And then my piece, I had to keep rejecting it, or else I was going to lose a lot of reputation. And you can actually see their capabilities spike up every time I rejected it. So, sorry, that's active fighters. The capability is here. So yeah, I hope you all liked this. Let me know how you did with Brave Hurricane. Feel free to, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.